Okay, 10 keys to happiness. Here I am, I'm fixing to go down into this crevice. You can see it's actually a fault line, and I'm in on my friend's ranch down in Texas, great state of Texas and Mexico border. Welcome to Spirituality Explained for the Average Joe, where I take one spiritual topic and cover it for you in a short video. Today's episode is a biggie. It's needed because we are living in a mental health crisis of all time. And we have all the creature comforts that we could ever want. People just ain't happy. We could order anything we want, touch of a button without getting off of our bum. Yet we are not happy, especially in the first world countries where we have all of this. And in the third world countries where they don't have all these creature comforts, they're actually happier than us. So today's episode, we're going to go over 10 keys to happiness because we need it. My goal for you by watching this video is that you can find one nugget that will help you shift where you were focusing that day, shift where your mind was going, and just have a little bit more of relief, because I know there's times I need that. I need it so much. I throw big pity parties for myself all the time. I'm a pro at it. Okay, 10 keys to happiness. Do for others. Yeah, this is actually an easy spiritual law. If you're ever feeling tired or depressed and going through the cases of the me's, which I do on occasion as well, it is law that if you go out and actually help someone, your spiritual cup will begin to fill up, and you're going to feel better. It's like the law of reciprocation. Just
focusing your attention on the needs of others is a great way to take your mind off your own problems. Become a chronic volunteer. Surrender, and it will always work out for you. The more unselfish we are with our time, the more we will have. This is the law of time.
Positive thinking. Inject optimism into everything in your life.
This is so f***ing good.
Challenge yourself with a lot of things that don't have anything optimistic about it, and find it a way to inject optimism in the hardest of situations.
Stop, we're going to the bathroom. Just go, man. That's really warm.
By being happy and positive, it will prolong your life. Self-control. Yeah, this is a big one, and sometimes we often forget. Don't poison your pleasures. So I love me some hamburgers. I especially love loaded baked potato. So whether it's smoking, drinking, delicious foods, sex, gambling, don't poison our pleasures, guys. Ease up, have some self-control. Self-control is a calculated business proposition for spiritual success.
Jordan Peterson says, too much of anything is dangerous, even good things. Too much enthusiasm can make you manic. Every trait pushed to its extreme can degenerate into a pathology.
No fault finding. Yep, many people excuse their own behavior and faults, yet critically examine others. But we actually need to flip that, guys. Don't be critical. Don't judge other people. Don't place blame anywhere else but yourself, right? So if you're going to be critical to ourselves. No fault finding. Make friends with God. Everything is a manifestation of God, and this is his play. This is his Leela. This is his game with us, and he likes to make it hard to find him. It's a hard pill to swallow, guys, but at some point in time, we just have to say, okay, make friends with him, work him into your life however you want, but everything's going to be a little bit easier if you're actually friends with him. Like, talk to him like a friend, like, oh my gosh, this sucks. I'm excited. I'm grateful. I'm thankful. I'm mad at you. It's like having someone to talk to at all times, a constant best friend, a constant person to even shift blame to. He's actually the one that you could shift blame to and maybe be a little bit more accurate than blaming on outer circumstances in your life, because, again, everything is a manifestation of him. Live your life's purpose. Do it. I know it's tough, guys. Not everybody knows exactly what their life's purpose is, but I think if you could just at least work towards figuring it out, or at least always strive for that.
We are not happy with creature comforts because comfort is death. Growth stops when we are comfortable. That's why the saying, get out of your comfort zone, can be applied in any direction and it be accurate. Today, we don't have to work for anything or participate in society, spending time with others. So we're more isolated. We don't chop wood to stay warm. And with these comforts, we lack purpose in life. And without purpose, we choose causes that don't make any sense or that are like highly politicized, which is just propaganda telling us how to think. I mean, think about it. If I came to you 5 years ago and said, hey, in the future, there's going to be a flu and you're going to be like super passionate about this flu. No, we aren't picking our purposes. Instead, we are being divided by design on things that aren't our purpose. So after thousands of years of civilizations, we have gained most of the rights and freedoms and necessities and now even conveniences through progress and protest. The earth isn't perfect, but it's the farthest that we've come. And now that most major wars have been fought, we have nothing left to do but go to war with statues of men who fought in wars. Now, whether those men are on the right side of history or not is a different topic. But the real causes and freedoms that took us thousands of years for us to gain, we should be fighting for. Instead, we lay them down and submit them over for conveniences and comforts in our modern busy lives in the name of safety, without even realizing we are doing it. We are lost because we lack real purpose, and a society without purpose is often misled. Now, the majority of humans desire to be good, and we want to be part of something bigger for a connection. But since we're misled, we virtue signal and promote cancel culture, which is just another form of authoritarianism in disguise. Or I call this woke, which is people that have good hearts and want to do the right thing end up hurting the very thing they're trying to save because sometimes the ideology is flawed or doesn't make sense. So the fastest way to find purpose and happiness is to take on responsibilities. So we live in this information age of thousands of options to get behind and things to do with our lives. So while we're picking these causes and responsibilities, always ask yourself who benefits, follow the money. Is it the people, the actual people, or is it a conglomerate that says it's going to help the people? You get where I'm going with this. Make sure your purpose makes sense.
And for those lucky ones of us who already know it, then do it. Arrange your life where you're able to give time to your life's purpose. Don't wait another day. Live it, do it. Gratitude. Most of life's problems come from not having the right attitude. Really let that sink in. Most of life's problems come from not having the right attitude.
And if it ain't that, it's communication.
So no matter what the situation is, I know you've heard it, but actually remember to do it. Be grateful no matter what. In every crummy, shitty situation, there is always a silver lining. And by opening our hearts up to gratitude and appreciation, it opens your heart to God's abundance, who He's doing. Work! Who'd have thought? You're happier actually concentrating and in focus than passively watching TV. I know, guys, this might be a new concept for you, but hopefully, again, you can find work that you enjoy and do it, because we're happier in flow than watching TV. On that same note, concentration and focus. We are absolutely in a state of bliss and meditational flow and vibing when we're concentrating on something. That's when usually people are in their groove, right? Whether they're playing a guitar or meditating, working out, drawing, writing, creating, playing chess. For me, even when I'm concentrating on a spreadsheet or like photoshopping something, I'm concentrating and I'm just happy. And you're actually in alignment with source, right? So you're more likely to attract things when you're concentrating and in focus. So who'd have thought focusing, concentrating actually brings quite a bit of happiness. And last one, guys, is a personal one. So I left it for last, but it's also the most important, is choose to be happy. I remember I told my therapist, my spiritual counselor, that I remember growing up, my mom woke up and she was never really happy and kind of negative. And so I was that way as well. And when I wake up for some reason in the morning, I'm always unhappy, but it'll pass. And then she said, no, like you could change right now and never do that again. And I remember I fought it and I hated it, but I remember the moment it clicked. There was something in my brain that said she could be right. And that moment I let her in, my therapist in, and realized she could be right, she is right, my life began to change drastically. And my default mode now when I wake up is neutral, if not happy. But I did it, guys. And it's silly to be proud of myself. It's probably one of my biggest accomplishments is to say I can wake up and be more in a positive mood. But you can. You've got to choose to be happy. Your life depends on it. And it may sound silly, but it really, really does. The number one thing if you could take from these 10 keys to happiness is just choose to be happy no matter what. And it will become a default. And if this doesn't work, see a doctor. No, I'm kidding. But today's 10 keys to happiness came to you from Brahmachari Martin on March 10th, 2019 from my temple.
Here's a list of all 10 of them.
So happiness is simple when you have it and complicated when we don't, right? But I think the biggest thing that we need to take away from happiness is how to not be conditionally happy. How to just be happy no matter what your conditions are. You know, there's this quote that really will get you thinking. Happiness is contrast in reference. And I think if you think about it, for example, if you've lost your keys, right? Like, where are my keys? Where are my keys? You've got to leave. Things aren't good. And then you found your keys. Things are great, right? Like, the relief you've probably had in those situations. That's happiness in contrast. We've got to learn how to be happy when we're looking for our keys. By staying in that mode all the time, it will get easier and easier. And for me, I like being happy because I'm always focused on law of attraction. I don't want to attract anything bad into my life. There's been times that I've been so chill when I shouldn't have been. My brother or my family has made comments about it. But it's that for that reason. I don't ever want to give up and mess up my law of attraction of what I have coming to me because, well, it's on my mind and I believe in that. Also, if you like my cool retro type gear, woo, look at that. Please go to check out my website where I have all kinds of cool merch. The link is below and it's all retro based. I design actually all of it myself. I love art. I love Photoshop. I've got some really cool stuff, whether it's kind of like military, gun themed, spiritual themed, outdoorsy themed, everything that I'm kind of into, it's there. Make sure and subscribe to my channel because I hope my videos are bringing you value and inspiration. And today's video should definitely, hopefully help you become a little more happier because everyone needs it and everyone needs help sometimes.